Humans possess the ability to use complex language, reasoning, and introspection. We are creative and can solve difficult problems. We are by far the most intelligent species ever known, right? In fact, we are now capable of creating artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and hold on, artificial intelligence and virtual reality. Are we sure that we are the only ones who possess the intelligence required to build stuff like VR and AI? Or is there someone else out there who is more intelligent? Who said that we are the most intelligent species? Didn't we say that ourselves? Have you ever been through identity crisis? The period of uncertainty and confusion in which your sense of identity becomes insecure. The period in which you suspect that you are not a real person. You get questions in your mind concerning your existence. The period in which you suddenly feel lonely as you sense that your whole life has been a lie and you are definitely not what you have always believed to be. Speaking of identity crisis, I repeatedly had this feeling from a long time, but it started making a significant impact on me since I played games in virtual reality. Once you get that visor and headphones on, you take a dive into a sort of alternate reality. Then you start to interact with an environment different from yours. You feel as if you are thrown into someone else's body. You get afraid to fall off a cliff. You feel as if the shots are being fired onto you, even though you're just sitting in a chair in the external reality. Now, I know that today's VR technology is not that immense and efficient to really make you forget the external reality. We still got a lot of senses working in the external reality, like olfactory, gustatory, tactile, vestibular, and proprioception. I mean pretty much everything except vision and auditory are still in that room. Yet, after removing the visor and headset, it takes you a few minutes to completely return to your senses. Now, an extremely disturbing question would be, what if the reality you have returned to isn't real, but just a more efficient and polished simulation? I know that this is a radical thought, but hear me out. Our minds can be easily fooled with just a visor and a headphone, which indeed are our own creation. So, we can say that if we really were in an advanced simulation which manages to efficiently work with all of our senses, it would be virtually impossible for us to realize that. Coming to our so-called intelligent brain structure, I find it similar to the structure of an advanced AI. If you have some idea of machine learning, life is sort of reinforcement learning, just a bit more advanced. Also, the data of the previous generation is carried to the next one through DNA. Since we already contain the knowledge acquired by our ancestors, most of the things which we come across add to that knowledge, making us advanced as the generations progresses. I mean, why do we have phobias? It's because our ancestors have gone through some situations repeatedly, which made them realize that a particular thing could be harmful or even fatal. This made them develop fear towards those things, which gets carried on to us. Now, this thing is not really any different from the way a reinforced model progresses. Isn't all this enough to argue that we are living in a simulation? We definitely are intelligent. That is the only reason why we are capable of making our own AI. But surely we are not the first in the line. What I mean is that if A made B, and B made C, and C made D, and so on, I think it's safe to say that we are not A. Now, we may be B, E, or even Z, but definitely not A. What makes me say this is the fact that we did not create this universe, neither do we control our environment. If we compare this to a video game, we are just like characters inside the game. All we can do is to interact with the environment. We are constrained by the laws and rules, irrespective of whether we understand them or not. That's it. We cannot mess with the rules and laws which govern the universe. We could study them, of course, just like the characters inside the video game that never really get to modify the laws governing their surroundings. Because it is the game developer who sets the laws and rules, not the in-game characters. This really means that the game developer is more intelligent than the in-game characters. Again, this brings us to the conclusion that we are neither the in charge of the universe nor the most intelligent species. Now, Imagine that you were born and raised in a room which restricts you from interacting with anything beyond the walls in any manner. That means no windows, no doors. Let us ignore the knowledge inherited to you through DNA. Then you would feel that the room is all that exists. You will perceive the room as the whole universe. Humans are in such a state. We strongly believe that the known universe is all that exists. We could never really know anything about reality until we manage to go beyond those walls. We don't even know that if we are the main characters of this simulation or just some byproducts which will eventually fade away. Since the universe is overwhelmingly extreme, the chances of it being built only for us are negligible. Even if the universe was built only for us, it is safe to say that it is going to be a long and extreme journey for us to explore this universe. I hope that we will make it beyond those walls someday, and that day I will see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.